Hey everybody, welcome to Goots' Wrestling Pod. I am your host, Ray Goots. And Kyle, I don't know about you, but I am feeling unforgiven. How about you, man?
I don't think I have anything to be unforgiven about, but yeah, it's unforgiven time, at least in the world of this podcast.
Well, we'll find out if you're as innocent as you say you are. A little background on this show. The night of this is during the period where Bischoff and Ric Flair are having legal troubles because Flair didn't want to Flair skip Thunder to go to his son's wrestling tournament. So the night of this show, Flair is circling the block of the arena and he was waiting for Vince to call him, and what they were going to do is they were going to put him in the front row and be like, "We have a world champion wrestler here with his father," and interview Reed Flair, and on the cryon just put Reed Flair's father, and show Ric Flair on TV, but interview Reed about his big championship win, uh, because Flair was trying to get out of his contract so he could be the corporate champ. Didn't work out like that. Instead, Flair stayed with WCW. I guess the lawyer said it's not worth it to put Flair on TV, to really fuck with WCW. Um, Flair didn't go to WWF and main event with Steve Austin in the summer of '98. Instead, he went back to WCW and lost to Eric Bischoff at Starrcade '98, the show he made famous. So I guess, at the end of the day, Ric Flair won, huh?
I mean, I guess in hindsight, but
No, he lost. Come on.
no, I mean, if you look at the trajectory of what happened with WCW and the trajectory of Ric Flair's career, which is still maybe going to this day, depending on the mood he's in. That's what I mean. He won. He won in the long run. In '98, absolutely not.
No. But let's kick it off. Well, we are in Flair country. Real quick before we do the whole show, to me this felt like an NWA show more than a WWF show. And being that Flair was circling the block, I almost feel like it's on purpose to get the older WCW fans on board because you're pathetically, I said pathetically, you might be bringing in Flair as the new top heel, and also you are basically fucking with Bischoff back like he did with the belt. What did you think overall of the show? It was good, but it had like an old school feel that I don't really associate with the Attitude Era so much.
Yeah, it was okay. I didn't think it was any besides the last two matches. I didn't think it was anything special, and that might be by design, just with WWE's revisionist history. They really just talk about the Inferno match. They don't even talk about Austin and Dude Love.
Yeah,
But I just, what happened?
I enjoyed Austin Dude Love.
Yeah, but they didn't. So those were like the two main matches I remembered then, and the two main matches that like I was the most invested in, and the ending of the Legion of Doom, which we'll get into because I forgot that happened. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just thought it was all right. Definitely didn't feel like the Attitude Era was here. It was still like in that like middle ground.
So let's bang through it. The first match is The Nation, The Rock, D'Lo Brown, and Mark Henry. It's The Rock's Nation. It's no longer Farouk, and Farouk has turned on his people, and he now teams with Ken Shamrock and Steve Blackman. This is a solid finish. It feels like an old school six-man tag. Farouk gets the win. I kind of feel like they needed to do that uh, to give Farouk something. So he pins The Rock, and the feud's continuing. It was fine. I really do think the Nation guys are more themselves without Farouk, and you can see them all becoming stars. Not just The Rock, but D'Lo and Kama. What did you think?
Yeah, this was the time for them to step out of Farouk's shadow, kind of have their own characters, their own gimmicks, which we saw happen later on in the Attitude Era. Farouk definitely needed a win. He wouldn't have been good for him to lose and then just get squashed by The Rock and then never seen again. Although he doesn't really do much after this feud, it's still until the APA and all that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, he does get squashed by the Rock and is never seen again. But
for
they
a little while,
yeah.
and then the whole acolyte thing happens. But no, I thought it was fine. It was the next progression. It's still kind of weird to see The Rock just kind of lose like
Hmm.
that. But no, it was fine. It was a fine opener.
All right. Up next, we have Stone Cold threatening the timekeeper, Mark Eaton. Yeah, I so again, Bret Hart still feels like a main character on this show, even though he's not here. So basically, Austin is like, "You're not going to do to me what happened in Montreal. You're not going to ring the bell. I'm going to beat the shit out of you, not Vince." And I think it's basically so the audience knows, like, we're not going to do the same finish that we did. And now that Vince is more of a character, he can't just walk around and just scream, ring the bell all the time. Because
Yeah.
the logic would dictate why does he just do that every match? He doesn't every match that he's not happy with, just ring the fucking bell, you know?
Yeah.
So again, Bret Hart more of a character here than WCW. I thought this segment was fine. I think it's for the viewer to know like we're gonna do some unpredictable shit in the main event. Don't think we're gonna just live off the Bret Hart bullshit.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to also get Stone Cold on TV a little earlier. If anybody
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to see, even though there was no ratings, if anybody wanted to see Stone Cold, you know he's. I mean, you already knew he was there, but just kind of push that forward and kind of hype that hey, this is happening. Like you said, not gonna be a screw job. You're gonna want to stick around. It's gonna be worth your money.
Mm-hmm. Up next, we have Triple H taking on Owen Hart. China is locked in a shark cage. This match not that good. Very long. Very, very long. Triple H, like I said, I've said this now. Triple H takes all he can. What was impressive to me about this match is China hangs from that cell for a really long time. And she almost like, I was like, if she fell, would have been like a mini Owen Hart situation. Like she's hanging for a while. She finally gets down when the Road Dogg lowers the cage. She X Pac DX interferes. Owen Hart loses. At the end of the match, Owen Hart cuts his famous promo. It's enough. Enough is enough. It's time for a change. And tomorrow night, and watching live in '98, this was a what the fuck? The rules are out the window. Owen Hart joins the Nation of Domination the next night. What did you think of this match? I thought the China stuff was impressive. I mean, her upper body strength is insane. That could have gone so wrong. But beyond China, almost committing a mankind in Hell in a Cell moment, it was nothing much. This match.
Yeah, this match was at the end. The feud was at the end of its rope. You knew Owen Hart wasn't winning. Owen Hart, like whatever momentum he had, was gone, and it started to right. Well, but I don't think people really knew how to feel about DX yet, at least Triple H, until they
Mm-hmm.
started doing the tank and all that stuff very shortly after, if not the next night. Um, so it was just there. Yeah, China was impressive. I thought yeah, I was a little worried of her hanging. I know she didn't fall, like just because of the history, but it did look very scary for a bit. So glad she made it. Um, the Owen Hart promo, like you said, we all know where this is going. I feel like, I mean, Blackheart was a missed opportunity, but I still stand by it that they did not want two Stone Cold Steve Austins. Maybe if they had Raw and SmackDown back then, Owen could have been the top face on SmackDown or something like that. But it was just the wrong time for him
Yeah, and
to be that rebellious character.
I do like him in the Nation. That he gets a few months out of that, so that's good.
Mm.
Up next, and I think this is the moment where Ric Flair is supposed to come out. I think they only booked this match thinking they were going to have Flair in the crowd. The New Midnight Express versus the Rock and Roll Express. And again, this is an NWA country. This is Flair country. This is where Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, Jim Cornette. This is where they really were big deals. Well, not here. Nobody cares. Jim Cornette looks like a buffoon. He's gained a lot of weight since he was managing Vader and Owen. He's gained a lot of weight. This is bad. It's not good. It's not good at all. And the Rock and Roll Express, for all the talks of them being legends, especially in this area, they get no reaction, and it stinks. What did you think?
They also came into the rocker music, which is confusing.
Hmm.
But yeah, well, I didn't think it was good either. I didn't care for it. Jim Cornette fighting the referee and things like that. I didn't care much for the New Midnight Express to begin with. So it just kind of seemed like it was just there to be there. Very weird again to hear WWE talk about wrestling history that they don't own.
Hmm.
It's like if they were, it's like if they had Will Hobbs and Cody Rhodes, or Royce Keys and Cody Rhodes, and they talk about they fought on Dynamite like in 2021, which is something they would never do. So it was very weird. But yeah, didn't care for the match.
No, I didn't care for this. Everyone involved should be ashamed of themselves, as far as I'm concerned. Up next, an evening gown match. It's Luna Vachon versus Sable. Now, this match, I kind of feel like it's her Sable. This is all anyone thinks of. They forget about all the stuff we talked about on the last two pay-per-views. Um, all I can say is this match thing will be in the Gold Dust. He stops being Gold Dust the next night. Um, Sable looks great. Sable does look like Christy Gnome's clone. She looks like she'd be running something for Trump now. Yeah, I don't know. It's good, but I mean, it's not good, but she looks good. Sable looks good, which is what the crowd wants. But it's just, I don't know. It's just like this is all she's remembered by this match, and all the hard work she did is just like it didn't even matter. But well, I mean, she looked good. The audience got what they wanted. They got it. She got a big pop, bigger than the fucking Rock'n'Roll Express. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was the start of the bra and panties era for Sable. They wanted her to lose. They wanted her to still stay on top. And yeah, this is the year where she's gonna do a lot of crazy boob things. And that's it. That's the direction the women are gonna be in for a few years. Fans were happy. I'm sure when I was younger and I was happy. Now I don't care that much. I'm just like, all right, cool. But yeah, that was it for Sable. I mean, not it. Obviously, she did great, but that was it for the underdog. Sable is gone, and now she's confident, and she is expressing her body, and will continue to until she turns heel.
Yeah, and anytime you try to defend Sable, you try to defend women in the Attitude Era. The mutants online, they just point to this match as if it trumps everything. And a lot of people's mind, it does trump everything else that they did. But there's more. There's at least a year left of Sable to talk about. So we got a lot more Sable. So we'll be continuing to examine the life and legacy of Sable. Up next, Vince McMahon. He cuts a promo. I'm saying I'm not going to screw Austin. Now Austin might screw Austin. This is a good segment. I think it's important to get over to the crowd that Vince is a heel. And also, again, they're really reiterating we're not going to repeat Survivor Series 97 tonight. Um, Vince is still getting used to being a character, but I thought he's pretty good in this. What did you think?
Yeah, it's still a little jarring to see the commentator Vince McMahon be Vince McMahon and not the Mr. McMahon that we know, that we've known for so long now. But yeah, he's still kind of towing that line of like he's in the right and he's not just this like vindictive billionaire. And I did like the tease because at first it's like, oh, well, we're not gonna do the same thing, or maybe they will do the same thing. So just more
Mhm.
intrigue for the main event. It's almost like a Raw.
Yeah, yeah, almost like you're right. Almost like a Raw. Pretty good, pretty interesting. Up next, and sorry about this, guys. I know I'm rushing through this. I had surgery today, and I thought I was better talking. But listen, we're gonna give our thoughts. Move on. Next week we'll talk more about the current events, right, Kyle?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah. But we wanted to review this show, and I'm getting my thoughts out. Up next, New Age Outlaws versus LOD 2000. The New Age Outlaw come out with a blow up doll supposed to represent a coach. I don't know. I guess in the moment it was good. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, these guys are wrestling. The Road Dog beats up Mike Chioda. I don't know. It is what it is, man. I wish I could be. I used to, when I was a kid, I was so into this team, but now it's just like if these guys aren't gonna like dominate, then there's no point. There's no point to have them on TV. They don't know how to how to wrestle. They don't know how to work a real match. And the New Age Outlaws are not that good in the ring as it is anyway. Yeah, it's okay. What did you think?
I mean, look, the ending is what surprised me more. I was like, wow, they lost the titles. Like I completely forgot that happened. The switch and then the ref the shoulder on the rope, which is then they use like a few weeks ago with Gunther and AJ Styles. They used that the referee was looking at here and he missed this part. So somebody was
Mhm.
watching Unforgiven 98. But
Hmm.
as for the actual match, it was just there. I didn't care for it. Legion of Doom is just Legion of Doom, and the Outlaws, which we'll see later, very, very shortly, much better at being faces than they are at being heels.
Yeah, yeah, and they celebrate with the DX. Up next, this was way better than Kid Rock's halftime show. Sawyer Brown sings "Some Girls Do" with Jeff Jarrett. Um, this I thought this was a pretty good song for country western song from the '90s. The Sawyer Brown guy doesn't look like a country star. He has good stage presence. This song has been in my head since I saw this on VHS in 1998. It's not a bad song. Better than everything in the Turning Point thing. I think these guys are still around. It's funny because like they're not a well known. This is how like on mainstream WWF was. This is like such not a well known band. Maybe it was like in the Nashville circles. So it's like when they were hyping up, we're gonna have Sawyer Brown. You're like, what are you talking about? But you know what? It paid off because this song has stayed in my head since then. Not that bad of a song. Tennessee Lee, Steve Blackman attacks, all that stuff. Overall, though, Sawyer Brown, better than Kid Rock. What do you think?
No, I'll agree with that, but I could have done without it. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. Listen, at least they didn't. I don't know. Fucking shit on. I don't know. I don't know. They're just talking about banging chicks. All right. This match. So when I was younger, I didn't like this match. Then last summer, I rewatched in the Best of Kane, and now I think it's a great match. It is the Inferno match, Kane versus Undertaker. Look, even getting back into wrestling, when I heard them book this match, I was like, "There's no way this is going to be good. I don't even know how this is going to work." And I really thought, like, I don't know. I think in my head, I thought like it was going to be like a flame on a pole, and they were going to try to get it
Yeah.
or something. No, they have a circle of fire all around the ring, and these guys have a pretty good match considering they're surrounded by fire. Undertaker jumps over the fire, which should be in all his fucking video packages. Vader comes out. They brawl in the Sawyer Brown set. Paul Bearer gets beat up. Uh, Kane gets his hand lit on fire. That's the end of the match. I don't know. I thought this was good. I look, this match has aged very well. These guys are faced with an impossible task. You got to have a match in a ring surrounded by fire. And the one, and again, this is just the same thing. If they make a mistake, there's so many moments that could have been like worse than. Can you imagine like Undertaker just lit up on fire and died or something, or Paul Bear? There's so many moments, and the fact that they pulled this off, and I think the gimmick got in my way as a younger person. But now just watching it, man, Kane and Undertaker, I thought they did a great job. This is now my favorite match of this show. And again, Kane is being put in these insane situations, and he's delivering. And I mean, he had to be lit on fire, and still good times. I liked it. What did you think?
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it. I enjoyed it. I think The Undertaker and Kane get a very bad rap for their wrestling skills just because they're big guys and they're not like New Japan people, which they never were. I know the Undertaker gets compared to Sting a lot, and I always think it's an unfair comparison because they were never the same type of wrestler. I get the gimmick, I get the crow, and the darkness and the goth and all of that, but they were never the same type of wrestler. So a Sting match, of course, is going to more times than not be better than an Undertaker match. But I digress. I thought the match was cool. I remember when I was younger. I didn't know how because I thought Kane was gonna wear like two sleeves or something if he's gonna lose. But they had the extra padded sleeve. I think Kane said it still burned even though they put like all this extra shit on it to make sure he didn't get hurt. Um, that the dive is still very impressive. I forgot about the brawl throughout the on the stage, so that was
Mm-hmm.
cool to see. Yeah, that was one of the matches they spotlighted and highlighted. So good match, and definitely kickstarted Inferno matches for years to come. Were the others as good? Absolutely not. But
No,
they were the first.
no. No. Yeah. Remember MVP got lit on fire.
Yeah, MVP versus Kane. I think Bray Wyatt versus Kane. I think that was a few of them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now we get to our main event: Steve Austin versus Dude Love. Um, Dude Love's character is supposed to be more of like play it safe. He's basically wrestling like Cactus Jack. I mean, Steve Austin throws him from the set onto flat on his back, and it's just like, oh, this fucking guy just took these insane bumps. The match is pretty good. The finish comes. The match just kind of ends because Austin hits Vince McMahon with the chair, and really hard, by the way. And they have to cart Vince McMahon away. When Vince sold. I miss when regular people sold like regular people. What I mean by that is, yes, if you as a wrestler hit Vince McMahon in 1988 full force, he should be like in a hospital bed for like 2 weeks because you
Hmm.
are an animal and he's not trained. And now it just feels like, you know, Tony Khan gets hit by something and he's up the next day. Like it should be like
Yeah,
the
he had the neck brace on.
what?
He had the neck brace when he did the thing.
It should be like the like if like it should be the end of the world if your top star hits a regular person full force, no mercy. That guy should just be, and Vince sells it. And then it gets so bad, like years later, Vince is like going toe for toe with like Pat McAfee. And it's like, come on. But even like Pat McAfee, if Gunther chops him, he should just fall down dead. Like he's just dead. Instead, it's like, no. And I know when Bad Bunny wrestles again, he's gonna be like, fucking getting hit with like I don't know, super kicks from Jacob Fatu and getting back up. I know, but like I don't know. It's just like I just feel like this was Vince did it good. Vince did it. He's getting over Austin. Um, but the crowd leaves happy. Dude Love is a solid first opponent for they didn't have anybody for Steve, so they had to turn Dude Love and buy time. But I really thought when he won the belt, like Earthquake was going to come in and fight him, or maybe they're going to turn Vader. But
Earthquake.
he did come in as Golga. So,
He did.
but yeah, it was pretty good. I thought it was a good match. These guys always have good matches together. What did you think?
Yeah, they were fine. It was I remember being weirded out about Dude Love when I was younger, just kind of being a heel and just kind of being there, the placeholder. And it takes then mankind a little while if Jack McFoley Dude Love to figure it out. When he becomes corporate mankind, which is which kicks off everything for him. The Dude Love part I always found a little weird. But yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, there's no opponents. Vader would not have been believable. John 10th Earthquake would have been interesting, but also would have kind of felt like a relic from the past, which is not fair to him. He was probably only like 30 years old. He was a very young guy. He just looked really old. But I don't
Mhm.
think Stone Cold versus the Earthquake would have been the match. So this was it, and it worked. I thought the match was fine. I thought the chair shot was really good. Two uh injury storylines because they did it with the referee too. I think Jack Doan took the Doomsday device or something like that. Someone took a Doomsday device, so they stopped the show twice for the injuries. But
Yeah,
yeah, it was a 2 week continued show. If I had to pay for it, which I did not, it would have I might have been a little annoyed, but it's
well, you
fine.
got to see Sawyer Brown.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's there you go.
Hmm.
Worth the price of admission.
There you go. All right. Again, sorry this is so fast tonight, guys, but I'm dying here. Let's go over the next 4 weeks. Next week, WrestlePalooza, Shane Douglas versus Al Snow. In 2 weeks, Slamboree 98, which is Sting and Giant versus the Outsiders. In 3 weeks, Over the Edge 98, Austin versus Do Love with McManus to ref. And then in 4 weeks, it's Great American Bash 98, The Giant versus Sting. What are you looking forward to?
Oh boy. Let's go with Slamboree. We'll stick with Slamboree.
I'm looking forward to WrestlePalooza because ECW's back on the menu, boys, and
Got it.
better than ever. All right, guys, that's the show. That's the show for me. Sorry, but that was so. I want to talk about some current events, but I thought my mouth could handle doing this for like an hour. It can't. But we got over the shot. Listen, I gave you my thoughts. Kyle gave you his thoughts. Kyle, do you have anything to plug?
Just character select February 21st, 28th, and March 7th, 6 p.m. at the stand. Please come hang.
Come hang and follow me at Ray Goose Comedy. All right, we'll see you next week
All right,
for
sir.
Wrestle Palooza 98. Thank you.